all fraternity lawyers, law Pradeep Sonawane. But then I started. We have a family law firm. In the year 2017, I retired as a deputy police commissioner from Mumbai, and I worked at the various capacities in while in. Uh, I can proudly say that I had an occasion to participate. I'm one of the participants in Baroda operation where we killed 5 terrorists, and the very well-known operation, that is the Lokhandal operation, where I think that Lokhandal operation, one movie is also released on that the same story, and I'm very proud. I can proudly say that I am also one of the participants in Lokhandal operation, and then I had a very tough time while I mean we were surrounded by almost about 5,000 mob from the from both the sides in Bendi Bazar and Nal Bazar area. As everyone is aware of the Mumbai, one of the most communal sensitive part in Mumbai. But there also then I was since I was a commando trained, I had that courage that I had to open fire and I had to kill 5 people so that I know. I mean that is how then I am before you all people now. So this is all my life, this achievements while in the police service, and how I entered into how I entered while in my actually my house. My wife is a lawyer since 1984. She's a very senior lawyer, and then there was a I mean competition between me and her also. Even I wanted to have the same degrees what she had. So that is how I also got encouraged and motivated. And then while I was a SCP, I started. I never actually I had a very good offers also. After normally the what police officer does, they have all the offers from the Reliance and big companies. I had offer from GBK with a very big salary, but then I never wanted to go for it. I wanted to pursue the profession, and immediately, the moment I retired as a deputy commissioner of police, and I was looking after the highest security of the state, like of Maharashtra and the chief minister of Maharashtra. I was supervising that security, that also with big pride. And in the 2016, for distinguished services, I was awarded by the my Director General of Police for the distinguished services for 15 years and all that. So I have this kind of achievement, and then I immediately after the retirement, I immediately enrolled myself with the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa, and I started practicing. In the meantime, where I was studied, I had offered. I did for visiting faculty to Bombay University. I taught the criminal jurisprudence also, and in 1 year I taught even arbitration also. I know that I mean for legal I do not have very large experience like you all other legal fraternity, but yes I have a very vast experience in criminal also and all that, and that's really useful in my day-to-day practice. Now, let us now touch the subject which I have been uh, given by the today's topic is my is a the role of police in the administration of justice. As you all aware that the constitution, there are 4 pillars of the constitution. Then the judiciary, legislative body, they legislate the laws, maybe in parliament or the state legislators. And as per the as per the convenience and as per the needs of the people of the city. This media is also media is now playing a very larger role in the as a pillar of the constitution. Now will come to the this administration of justice. Uh, in fact, I would rather compare with the our police how the police officers are. I mean, come to that level. I have undergone a training way back in 1983-84 in the Maharashtra Police Academy. I joined as a sub inspector, and I know very well how much laws and how much topic of the laws have been we have studied there. And then how do you compete with the today's judiciary and justice delivering system? Justice by only thing I know very much that this police station is the first step. Any aggrieved person he approaches to the police station, and then accordingly his all his grievances, all his complaints are being taken into the record by way of maybe FIR, maybe some other. Then again the investigation is done, then charge sheet is filed, and then again through the prosecutor, the cases are put up before the court for giving the verdict and all that. So this is the system of that. But I can literally compare the law study of what we have studied at our the training centers and how we are. I mean, as a lawyer, I would rather say only 35 to 40% of the laws which are taught at the that even for the police at the training centers. We have been taught very all the relevant sections of the Indian Penal Code, then Criminal Procedure Code, Indian Evidence Act, then all other minor acts like Gambling Act and Prohibition, and so many other acts also. And I would rather say and only relevant, not I mean which are only relevant to the police day to day working. And what I personally feel that is not sufficient because police people then always just for in short I will tell you. Uh, Everyone knows that everyone every time police officer goes to the approaches to the this prosecutors for the briefing of the case. He gives the briefing to the prosecutors, and accordingly, prosecutors are putting the cases before the court. And there, how I mean, police officers are really the position is very bad. So cases are not being properly put up, not being properly investigated. Also, even although the police officers have been taught as a how the police investigation, police how the the primary job of the police officer is the prevention of the crime. Try to prevent the crime first. If you are not able to prevent it, then you detect the crime. If the offense is committed, you detect the crime, and then after the detection, you investigate the crime. Then after the putting the proper investigation, taking all sort of evidences on the record, and finally, then you have to file the charge sheet before the court, and finally the verdict comes. But police officers are generally many times what happens, police officers are short of uh, this lack of little knowledge of the law. I had when I was I still remember when I was assistant commissioner of police Andhra division. I was specially called by one of the government leader lady. I will not name out, but she was a very strict, very intelligent, and some of the officers had gone to her to brief the matter, which is to be put up before the High Court. He could not explain properly, and that lady, she literally threw the papers, and I said, "You go and bring your seniors. I don't want to talk to you." But then ultimately, when I had to go personally, then I was very much prepared. See, when you are going before the court, also when you are going to brief some even government leaders, also you have to be absolutely ready with your brief, what you are going to brief and all that. You have to be absolutely ready. But then our police officer, they lack, lack of knowledge, lack of maybe law, or maybe, maybe by way of even communication also. But there, how, when that lady was very happy, then she was, even there were some even magistrate also, our officers who are going for the uh, taking the remand of the police. They just just they go and stand in the witnesses box for, they are supposed to know the each and every what they are asking for. They are asking for the police custody remand, and they do not know how to take the remand, how to brief the even courts also. So many times what has happened, one magistrate also, he literally insulted that officer who was in the witness box. He said, you get out and tell your seniors. Then one day senior called me. The senior, you said, why don't you go to and just convince the court. Then I read fully all the remand papers, and I was standing in the witness box, and I thoroughly convinced the court. इसके आगे भी है, ये नहीं है, इसके आगे. हाँ, sorry. I thoroughly convinced the court, and then magistrate was very happy, and subsequently, that we were very friendly with even that magistrate also. But it doesn't. It happens, when you are very much prepared with your briefs. If you are confident enough to depose before the court, then they also judiciary also. What happens? I remember. I still remember one case when I was the assistant commissioner of police, and I was uh, I was attached with the headquarters maybe in 2012, and I was given a job of briefing the in the with the home minister. Whatever the Mumbai police, there is some legislative assembly questions or legislative council questions which are being raised by the MLAs in the house. Then I used to go and brief the home minister. That was a really wonderful and very interesting and very intelligent job to brief the home minister and all that. I did it for almost about 2 years, and uh, where all these questions are being posed by the legislator, it was being discussed in the assembly, and it was really a fantastic experience before the पुलिस ऑफिसर व्हाट एग्जैक्टली क्या होता है कि पुलिस ऑफिसर को लगता है कि ही नोज एवरीथिंग बट while investing that time the topic was there was only 12 to 15% conviction rate was there, so it was really very pathetic conviction rate. So even all the other legislative members, they अगर 15-20% ही खाली conviction rate है तो what is the use of this entire force, police force, what they do? And it was a really big challenge. So then accordingly, then we had a very I had suggested to give every all the I had suggested to the minister that there has to be some coordination meeting between the police officers, between the prosecutors, and if possible, we will call even this judicial officers also. But then, unfortunately, judicial officers they cannot come for the cooperative. But then we took all the retired judicial officers. Then we had called even forensic experts. We have called the medical officers, and likewise we had all the coordination meeting. We had conferences in each and every zone in Mumbai, and then accordingly that worked out very well. And I can proudly say, which I had started way back in 2012, the conviction rate, I can proudly say it is now almost 55 to 60% in today's date. So it's really great movement. So that was a really big moment, and I mean, just last week only, before this conference, I confirmed with the Crime Statistics Bureau of the Mumbai Police, and that I was very happy. So which we had started in 2012, and now the this conviction rate of the Mumbai Police is almost 15 and 60%, and I was really happy with that. So this is how the that police station is the first step to the all common people or the aggrieved people. That the people, but unfortunately, I can say they are still not being greeted properly, not responded properly, and there are lots of other things also, which I mean, you all people will rather you would say, I am trying to defend the being from the police force. I am trying to defend the police people. But the situation is not like that. They work in a very, very pathetic condition. Every officer is overloaded with the cases. And if you see the police people, what are the other things also they handle it. The main prime duty of the police is the to control the law and order, which in today that is the biggest problem in the, I think, all over the country. Main job of the police is to prevent the crime. If not prevented, then detect the crime, and then investigate the crime, and then put it up before the courts. But hardly we get time. The police officer get time for all this crime factor, and they have to devote themselves. They have to go to the law and order all the day and night. Maybe because if you know that all this pandemic period also, since last 2 years, almost 50% of the police officers and the staff, they are on the road. The most unfortunate part of the Mumbai police is that only the load of the all this crime investigation and all that, it is on just on the officers. And if you see in the rest of the Maharashtra or the all official areas, all this investigation is being done by the even this constabulary staff also. They have been taught properly. They investigated because since I also had an occasion to work in the official area as the in charge of the police station, and I have seen how this even this constable, then havaldars and all that, even they also do a very nice investigation. But unfortunately, it is lacking in the this big cities also, where only officers are loaded with this investigation part and all that. And you will not believe, even the duty or the hours of the police station are still 12 hours. If one officer is put on the job in morning 8 o'clock, he is there till night 8 o'clock. That is 8 p.m. And in 12 hours, he has to fight the entire battle whole day. And maybe I think 5 to 6 cases he registers during daytime. You know that Mumbai is very crowded. Lot of offenses are taken. Then again, the law and order problem are there. He has to. So many times, the officers, tries to evade, and he doesn't record the even offenses also. And then he become the target and all departmental inquiries. He has to go to the and all variety of job. He is so, I'll tell you, because even we have experienced that even continuously 2 days we are not able to go to our home also. So This is very bad state of affairs. Police officer, if the police officer will investigate it all properly, then only the cases will be put up properly. And he will collect the evidence. And then again, it depends on the human to human also, his attitude also, his behavior also. So many other factors are responsible if the police officers are made. Then they also tend to indulge into any other activities, as you have seen. Now, in today's time, you must have noticed in the even media also how the police officers have been indulging into the all marriages and how they are suffering now. I don't need to elaborate on that issue because everybody knows. And the most unfortunate part are even I sometimes I feel ki I don't know whether I was, but then yes, if you keep your own principles while working in the police department, you will you are absolutely. I have kept some principles while working in the department. That is how very successfully I completed my tenure and very honorably I retired from the job. And even today's date also, I I had handled so many cases also. I handled this family matters. I had handled uh, very criminal matters, and I can proudly say one matter I had to go against the police because in spite of the court's orders and very specific in the Roznama, the police officer should refrain from mental and physical torture. In spite of that, and when I had tried to, in fact, as an advocate, you have every right to visit the police station and take the instruction if you are taking the brief. And accordingly, I had gone to the police officer. I had approached. I did not disclose who I am and all that. But I said, but what he thought that police officer that I am acting as some agent in uh, between that client and maybe something and just trying to grab some money. But then when he did not respond, I had gone to take the instruction. He did not allow. Then I approached to the deputy commissioner. I told him, I briefed him, and I told him that I am an advocate appearing for on behalf of this. Then incidentally, he had called at IO. He was a very senior officer, but I don't know what was in mind. And he said, no, 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 we have arrested him. Okay, fine. You come before the court. Till when I appeared in the court, till that time he was not saying that I am an advocate. And he is making an allegation into the while standing in the witness box. He was making allegation against me. He had approached. He supposed to be a ex-DCP. So I told, look, gentlemen. So I told very confidently to the court, sir, I am not retired as a ACP. I retired as a deputy commissioner of police, and now I am the counsel for this accused. And then ultimately that officer was really surprised. Then I said, sir, I apprehend that he will be badly beaten physically and mentally. He will be tortured in the custody, and it may be recorded. Accordingly, he in police custody remand, the magistrate has recorded the same thing. But finally, after 2 days, what has happened? He has just underestimated, and he had bitten very badly to the accused in custody. He was not able to walk. And what did that foolish officer? He did. He called up his father and sister to the police station. He just gave him the clothes and if you want to give him the food and give. And that the accused in custody was in a very bad condition. He was not able to walk. He was made to appear before his father. His father and his sister was very. They cried and they made a hue and cry. So they said ki when they went and complained to the officer, he said, no, no, ये तो अभी शुरुआत है. ये तो अभी शुरुआत है. You will see what will happen to him. So they were very scared. They came and told me again. Then I had to take cognizance. Then we immediately filed it in the Right Commission. Immediately the next day, after 2 days, the regular remand was there. I I immediately made the application before the magistrate that he has been beaten and he should be uh, should be made to appear before you. His statement should be recorded and he should be medically examined. And you will be surprised to know that officer, he deliberately, he did not personally brought the even accused also. He got him examined out and out without a magistrate, and he flouted the all even court's order also. Then next day he was brought for the regular remand. I again appeared. I filed the affidavit of his father also and his sister also. The next day when he was produced before the court, he has produced, and with the charge sheet he has produced before the court. He has filed the charge sheet also. Then magistrate was very serious about it. Magistrate, he offered him made the accused comfortable. He offered the glass of water. He asked about his any family members. The family members were certainly then they were very much there. Then his entire detailed statement was recorded. What is what mental agony, mental and physical agony he has undergone, and then ultimately court has directed me to file the complaint against the. We have filed it also. Ultimately, that officer was put under the suspension also. Then again, he was transferred out of Mumbai also. So such kind of there are some characters in the even department also who has no respect for the law here. They have no respect for the even courts also. So I don't say, but yes, of course, then my whatever the knowledge we have in the department, we know the every bit of the steps in investigation, particularly when I worked in the EOW. So I know how to tackle these people also. So anyway, along with all this, you're all my senior colleagues, and I can proudly say, Advocate Sai Kumar, when I entered in the profession, he's my first advocate friend. I can proudly say. Then again, Abhishek also, and all because all his
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
he because of all these people, I'm very much comfortable in the profession also. We are absolutely doing it absolutely well. I'm not really. I mean, I'm saying the Sai ji, how much extent he has helped me, he has assisted me, he has been guiding me. He's like my elder elder brother, and I can proudly say even my son has also followed our steps. He has become the international fame. He has filed a criminal writ petition in International Criminal Court against the Republic of China for the uh, criminal negligence and strict liability and claimed a damage of over $2.5 trillion. Then he has filed a PIL also in Supreme Court seeking direction to the government of India should go to the International Court of Justice. And whatever from my side, I will assist whoever will be the like maybe Harish Sadve sir. I can go and assist and I'll do my job for my own country.
Yes, sir. Sir, thank you so much, first of all, for sharing all of these deep insights. And there is so much, actually, I'm quite sure that there are way too many questions in the minds of every single person who is attending right now. So, without any delay, I think I want to put it across that please, whatever questions are there, definitely some questions have been shared in the chat box. Any other questions which you want to put across, please feel free to go ahead and ask them right now.
Now, Keshivli, I still am the opinion that even as far as since I am in Mumbai, I still have and something in mind that I should because the police commissioner and again the joint commissioner of police in today's date, I have worked under them. They know me very well. I still am of the opinion that I should approach them, and we should have the. I should suggest them that they should organize some this coordination meeting between the police officers, between the this prosecutors, government leaders, and if possible the judges also, so that the police will get the right direction, and so that things will be the justice can be delivered very smoothly. By police will do their job, then prosecutors will do their job, then ultimately then all this judiciary
Most definitely,
system,
sir.
whatever.
So there is one
Yeah.
very fundamental question which comes to the mind of every single person who is having to deal with the police. And I'm not exclusively talking about advocates, but young advocates also, for that matter of fact. That what should be the approach of a person who is going to a police officer or a police station to say report or file a complaint?
I would not say what should be the there should not be, see, basically the all the police officers, they are the public servants. Whichever is the complaint, maybe maybe some poor man also, maybe illiterate man also, they also go to the complaint. Even police should be very cordial and very polite with everyone. In between, when we were just young officers, that time when I have seen one Mr. Arvind Inamdar, and unfortunately he is no more in this world now. He was our principal at the police training college. What he used to do when he was a joint commissioner of the police in Mumbai, he used to just in a like tracksuit, he used to visit the police station. And one day he just went to Mahim police station, and he was just sitting. So he said कि सर साहब माझी मराठी में बोलते सर मेरी बीवी किधर गुम हो गई. तो व्हाट वाज द रिस्पांस ऑफ दैट पुलिस ऑफिसर, तुम बैठो बैठो उधर, तुम बीवी को नहीं संभाल सकते तो और क्या संभालोगे. So this this was the reply from the police officer. This is how the police also they also react. And then ultimately he was made to stop for hours together. He did not attend his complaint. And then ultimately after about 1 year, he disclosed his identity. So I am the Joint Commissioner of Police, Mr. Arvind Inamdar. So my God, entire police station was around him. Sir, 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 sir. And this is how police officers behave. Actually, I still feel whenever even today in today's date also, and the very common man complaints are not being attended properly. If there is a cognizable offense also, they will not go for registering an FIR. These things are going on. And I always feel now I should go to approach the commissioner. But that these things, even I have so many things in mind. It's all attitude and even behavior also, and it depends on when we used to be a police officer. We used to do a lot of social cause. Like I'll just for example, if some lady, एक रात को क्या होता है कि एक झोपड़पट्टी में कोई एक आधी औरत आई, छोटे छोटे बच्चे हाथ में लेके आती कि सर मेरे को मेरा आदमी बहुत दारू पिया है और उसने मेरे को बहुत मार के घर से हकाल दिया. So you tell me one thing, whether it comes under the purview of any FIR, nothing. Police officer, अगर समझो उसको दो चार झापड़ मारे और उसको घर से बाहर निकाल दिया, तो what that poor lady will and where she will go in the night time. But then what we used to do, we used to call that, हम लोग एक दो कांस्टेबल भेजते थे. We used to pick up that जो आदमी हो तो पिया हुआ है, yes of course, ये whatever the complaint, औरत ने complaint किया था ये पिया हुआ है, उसको हम लोग लेके आते थे. And we used to detain him under the 151 CRPC, which we are police officers are empowered. He can be detained easily for, I mean, if you in order to avoid the further commission of law and order or any cognizable offense, police officer has a lot of powers. And फिर हम लोग क्या करते थे, वो बेचारी लेडी को बोलते थे चलो कंप्लेंट लिखो उसके खिलाफ. We used to detain him for under 151 CRPC. और फिर औरत को कंफर्टेबली उसके घर में और बच्चों को डाले. तो दिस इज आल्सो लाइक इट्स अ सोशल कॉज. You as a police officer, you can be a very good social worker, very good, you get the very good social fame also, but then you should have the your mind setup should be of that kind.